Today we have a very special guest on. Got my brother, my friend David Outing. How you feeling today?
What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Glad to have you on
Be,
today. Definitely been wanting to get you on for a
better
while.
known as better known as DLO.
D-Lo, okay, not the full
Uh,
David Outing, huh?
nah.
I'm gonna have to change that on the description. D-Lo.
Yes, sir.
Nah, that's dope. I always like to
Yes, sir.
start with a story. I don't know if you remember this. This probably was like maybe this is 2024. This probably had to be close to 10 years ago. This goes back to Periscope days. We were on a Periscope, and I don't remember what you was doing, but maybe you was working on music or something. And I sent you a message on there, and I was like, "Yo, I got this track. I want you to check out." At this point, I'm just now getting into production. I barely know what I'm doing. I'm trying to write, trying to produce, just figuring it out. So I didn't know if my stuff was good or not. So I was like, let me send this song to you and see what you think. And you sent me an email back and was like, yo, the song is good. Like, you got a good pen. Like, keep going. Don't be afraid to check out different sounds and stuff like that.
I
But
think I
you sent a
remember.
long message back, and I was like, oh, snap. Like, I was kind of hyped.
Oh man, that's dope, man.
Do
That's
you remember
dope,
that
man.
at
I get
all
a
or
lot.
no?
Now that you saying Periscope, and it's coming back to my memories. That I did write that. What stood out to me was the pen part. I remember writing that. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly everything I said, but I get a lot of messages like that, where people are grateful for me to even respond. And so, a lot of guys in the industry or whatever, producers, musicians, don't respond. So I told myself I'm gonna try to do my best in responding to whoever writes me. I can't respond to everybody
Yeah,
because over the
absolutely.
years, my brand has grown. So I can't respond to everybody, but I try to respond as much as I can.
Yeah. No, again, that I definitely appreciated that. That definitely showed me your heart again. That was
Mm.
10 plus years ago, I'm guessing, if I had to guess.
Wow.
So, like,
Yeah, man, that was a while ago, bro. Yeah,
definitely a minute ago.
that was a
But
while
yeah,
ago.
definitely. I definitely wanted to get on though, just kind of talk about your journey. When did you know that, you wanted to be a musician? I think for all of us, we kind of have those moments when we're younger or maybe we get a little bit older and it's like we see someone when we say, that's what I want to do.
Very early age. I want to say like 9. Um, I was the musician at my dad's church, the music director at my dad's church at like 9,
Oh, wow.
like 9, 8. I want to say like 9, 10. Sorry. I started playing when I was 8. My father, what happened was my father, musical director at the time, they had to let him go. They parted ways with him for whatever reason. And, back then, paying musicians wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't if they do pay, it's like $50 or $100 maybe,
Yeah.
and so my church was without music, man. And I got off the drums. My mom was like, we need a keyboard player, so you need to learn.
Mm.
And at first, I didn't like it, but over time, I grew to love it. And I started doing talent shows. I started doing all kind of stuff. And, the girls started liking me.
Yeah.
More. Because I was the cool dude that did piano and sing, and so I knew then, man, that I wanted to be a musician and I wanted to take this music thing to another level.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes,
So
sir.
from there it started in church. So when did this
Oh
door of
yeah.
opportunity in terms of like production and stuff, like did you get a MacBook and started producing? Because I feel like you can be a musician, but being a producer and arranging, it's it's the same thing, but it's very different. You got musicians that can't
It's
produce, and then
definitely
you got
different.
producers that can't really play. So when did
Yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
tap into like, dang, I want to be a producer now? Like,
Yeah, it definitely was a. First of all, it is a major difference.
yeah,
It's a major difference. I started producing honestly. I want to say high school, even before then, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, I had got a Roller XP50, and I started sequencing on the XP50.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, like well, I can go even before then, the Insonic with the floppy disk
Uh huh.
situation. I'm only 36, but I've been around a lot of
Yeah.
different types of stuff. So, um, I started creating my own. So, like me and my mom would write songs at the church, or
Oh
the
wow.
church would be, doing songs. So I already had started developing a producer's ear. Even if it was 50 people in the church or 25 or 10, I would be sequencing, almost like making a stem. The only thing I didn't know how to do was bounce it out individually because it was on a keyboard. So I went from the XP50, was sequencing on that, and then my dad bought me. I wanted a Trinity, but we couldn't afford it. So he got me a Triton LE. Back then, the Trinity was more expensive than the Triton.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a Triton LE, and then that's when I really started sequencing, like
Yeah.
songs. Like I started having songs and sequencing. Like I really, really, really started at. So at an early age, man, that's how I started developing the producers ear and arranging ear. I started arranging songs on my Triton and sequencing on there, man, pulling up new songs and just really tapping in that way. And then me and my mom would write songs as well.
So how old were you around this age? Were you 13, teenager,
Probably like 12,
18
yeah,
or
like 12, like 12, 12, 13, like 13.
gotcha.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was definitely dibbling dabbling in
Nah.
sequencing. Hmm.
Nah, I love that. I love that. So I think I first really started hearing of you like early days of YouTube. I remember seeing a video of you on Oregon at one point. And this is the days of YouTube where it's like
Yeah.
you find a musician that's killing. And I know for me, if I found somebody who I thought was killing, I'll kind of search more of their videos. And then later down the line, I found out like a video of you with Red Camp. So how was Red
Hmm.
Camp created? Because I feel like y'all made a lot of noise on YouTube with arrangements because it was fresh, it
Yeah.
was innovative, you know?
Yeah. We was in that era of the live arrangements type of deal when
Yep.
arrangements was like popping.
Yeah.
Definitely shout out to like Gummy Worms and for them and for them doing actually starting it and being it popular. But me and Red Camp, we developed at a church. I got called to be the music director at a church called Faith World in
Okay.
Orlando, Florida. And Faith World was all that you see now, like in a lot of these churches,
Mm-hmm.
they were doing that back then. They were
Crazy.
ahead of his time. Clint Brown, if you ever know if you ever want to
Yep.
go look up Clint Brown
I already know.
and look up his Judah conferences, his music. Judah conferences is a musical conference. Um, he was doing all that what you see now, like you see Change Church, you see Transformation. He had that back then before LED walls. They had the screens, the smokes, the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they had everything. And so I had when I got the job there, once you get that type of job in the city, it's like you made it in a sense. Like that's the
Yeah.
mega church of Florida. Everybody knew that church. So it was an opportunity for me. I was at a Baptist church, and the Red Camp. I was already good friends with Baptiste, Chris Baptiste, the other keyboard player. I was already good friends with Frank. Me and Mark, the drummer, we didn't know each other like that. And then the lead guitar player wasn't even in the states yet. He's from Haiti, and so I
Okay.
got the job. I got the job at Faith World, and then the musicians there was kind of Mark was already there, but so the musicians there was falling apart, you know.
Mm.
And so I said, Clint, if you want me to do my job, these guys ain't respecting me. I'll get somebody else in here. He gave me the green light. And I ended up getting Frank. So it was me, Frank, and Mark. And then when Luke moved to the States, he barely could speak English. He's from Haiti. And we needed a lead guitar player. And
Yeah.
I saw the potential of what he was doing. He just needed to be Americanized a lot more. So, I called him, then we got him over there. So then
Yeah.
I had the keys to the studio. I was the studio manager. And so one day we was like, dog, I think we saw a Gummy Worms video, and then we was like, well, shoot, let let's do it. Let's do a video.
Yeah.
And when we did the video, the song was "I'm Not Forgotten,"
Mm-hmm.
and that was our first, introduction to a live arrangement, and it went viral. Like, and we was
Yep.
like, oh my god, bro! Like, everybody to this day.
Yeah.
I've been on tour in many places that people be like, yo, that I'm Not Forgotten video. Like, I listen to it to this day. I'm like, dang, y'all for real? And so that whole era, that's how we became. And then we were in the studio and we was trying to figure out uh, uh, when we posted, what are we going to call ourselves?
Yeah.
And so there's a big Behringer. Was it a Behringer or I forgot the mixing console. Um, and you can see the red button, the big red button that's record. And so we was just like, let's just call it red count because we in the red. I always used to say, "Oh man, all right, we in the red, we finna go."
Yeah.
We in the red, we in the red, and so we was like, "Man, let's just call it red camp," and then that's how it formed, bro.
Yeah. That's
That's how it formed.
I don't know. Maybe you started that. We in the red because that's something that we as musicians always say. Like we
Yeah,
in the
man,
red.
I was saying that. I was saying that years ago, bro. I was saying, and I'm not saying I made it up, but
Yeah, yeah, I got
I
you.
may, I may, I may have, put more emphasis on it. But I was like, we in the red. That was always our logo. Red count. We in the red. And
Yeah.
anytime I went live, I was, all right, we finna be in the red. We in the red. I want to say I got that from Aaron too.
Got you.
Aaron used that a lot. So, but yeah, that's how we formed, man, and the rest is history.
I love that. So let's talk about this. So I think the first record I think I heard you produce outside of the joint on YouTube was Javis Maze. Now that
Ah, I knew he was
record
gonna say that.
is 10 years later. That's still a crazy record. How do you feel about that body of
Man,
work? And you guys that's on here right now, all 20 of you, if you don't know about that record, Javis Maze, I've live. I know it's a black record and it's live.
the
Go check out that
plug in
record.
record,
Yep.
plug in record.
Years later, how do you feel about it?
Man, it's so ironic that one of my homeboys texted me last week and was like, "I just listened to that record, bro. You were before your time." And I go listen to it. Of course, now my ears is like, I hate the mix. I hate this. Like
Yeah.
you listen to stuff. It's sorry, I had a
No, you
call.
good.
Um, but it was so genuine, man. It's what we felt
Yeah.
during that time, and so um, you know, I listen to it now, and I'm like, man, memories, man, because I wrote 70% of the album.
Mm-hmm.
65, 70% of the album I wrote. Now I touched every song pen wise, and man, it was a good time, man. We felt like we had something special, man. So that was a good pivotal time in my lives, man. Doing the plug-in record, man, for
Yeah.
sure,
Nah, I
for
love
sure,
that. I
yeah.
mean, one of the things I think that stands out on that record to me, and I don't know how you feel about that this now, but I know you use like a Yamaha motif type synth lead on top of that joint, at least at the top of the record.
Man, you studied, man. Golly,
Listen, you was wearing that
man.
joint out.
You studied, dog.
Yeah, man.
Hey, this is me though, man. Like I'm a firm believer, bro. I used whatever I had. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
call no favors. I didn't ask for nothing, man. I just used
Yeah.
what I had. I had a MOT6, with the ES. I think it was the Multi ES6. Um, I didn't have a lot of keyboards, man. I had my MacBook. I used stock sounds from the MacBook.
Yeah.
When I used stock sounds, bro, you know, I kind of manipulated, which made me get into sound design even more. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I used what I had, bro. I ain't even, you know,
Yeah.
I used what I had. Hmm.
Nah, I love that. That's again, and I think that's super important as well. I think sometimes as musicians, we can get in this chase of trying to figure out what's the latest plugin and the latest VST to get. And what's more important than that is using what you got, you know?
Use what you got, man, because what you got is gonna get you what you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, use what you got, man. Use it to the best of your ability, man. You know, figure out how to use the oscillators and the modulations and the, you know, pulamentos and you turn them knobs, man.
Yep.
You
Figure out
know,
what they
just
do. Filters and
yeah, filters, all that cutoffs, decays, all that,
mm-hmm.
man. Figure out what it does, man, and make your own sound. So yeah, man.
Gotcha. Next question. What is your favorite album that you have produced or been a part of? That's a good one right there.
Mm, man, I'ma say, man, it's tough.
All right, pick
Off the
two.
top, off the top, maybe because I was with him last night. I don't know, but the Dream Again, James Fortune Live in Rock City album.
Dude,
That
what
was
did you do on that? Do you play organ?
I played organ, I did auxiliaries, and I produced, did some production on there.
Yeah.
Aaron was the main producer, but I did some production on there. Man, and arranged. I arranged, produced, did the whole 9 yard on there. That album was fun, man. That was a fun album. I think because of the adrenaline, like it just the rush of the album. We did everything in one day. We rehearsed in one day.
Like production, got it straight and
Rehearsed
everything.
everything in one day, bro.
I mean, I'm
That's how.
so I'm guessing y'all came prepared though, right?
Yeah, but we came prepared, but it was heavy. That's how fast we were moving. Aaron to tell you, you know,
Yeah.
it was me, Aaron, Josiah Maddox, and Matt Ramsey.
Did y'all
Live
I feel
wise,
like I feel like I heard a record. Well, I heard a story how did y'all play that record all the way through? Like it was no stops, or am I making that up?
mm-hmm.
All
You
the way
know.
through, no stops.
So the story is Aaron them didn't tell. We didn't tell Matt and the rest of the crew and Josiah that we were recording. It was just supposed to be a CD release because there's two parts. It's a Dream Again studio record and then it's a Dream Again live record. And so we didn't say we were recording, so we did from top to bottom.
Was that to take the pressure off, or was it just like let's see what happens?
I don't even know. Aaron and James was the mastermind of that. So we
Yeah,
man, we was in the red the whole night. So what you hear, man, is literally no
yeah,
overdubs.
yeah. No, that's a good record. From time to time, I definitely go back and
One
check
second.
out that record. All right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
No, you
listening.
good. Oh no,
I gotta
perfect, perfect.
send a
Yeah,
text message out real quick.
you straight. Yeah, definitely from time to
Uh,
time, I definitely go back and check out that record. And just overall, it's a well-rounded record. And yeah, as Joshua mentioned in the comments, it is kind of crazy if you played that record all the way through. But I guess it makes sense, you know, if the feel of it was all right, this is a CD release. We're not like gonna hype it up to actual live recording, and
yeah.
clearly y'all got some good stuff.
Yeah, man. People get tricked and get it's the psychological aspect of live recording. live recording. And so, we don't want to. I guess that's what it was. But even if we would have did it, we had the players to,
Yeah.
but I think we wanted that album to be a natural feel good album. So that album is no dubs, bro.
Hey, I love it.
Like no dubs. My second album, man, bro. I don't played a few albums, so it's a toss up between the William McDowell album was an experience. That album, what is it called? The
The blue
Encounter, I
one
think.
with even now joint.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't stop on that album
Yeah.
either. Matter of fact, there were no stems or nothing. We just had click.
Yeah.
Everything you heard was either myself, Leonard, from that night.
Yeah.
Like that was from that night. We cleaned up a few things on there, but that
That's
album
amazing.
was from top. That was like a 3 hour session too, bro. That was a long
Dang.
session. And we had like 16 songs.
How do you stay focused that long? And how do you remember what's coming up next? And how do you remember 16 songs,
Man,
3 hours? Like that is,
well, for me, I was doing it a lot, especially when you got the players, man. It's important. This is why, people want to do sessions, and it's not even just about playing skill. There's another skill that a lot of players don't have, and that's retention. That's
mm,
fast retention. That's retention, remembering, executing, all the above. Um, and so during that time, I was doing a lot, man. I was on tour. I want to say I was on tour with Fred Hammond.
yeah,
I was doing stuff with Anthony Hamilton, Mary J. Blige, Ty. I was doing a lot of stuff, man. So my formula on to retain was at an all time high, and it
yeah,
still is now. But back then, it was like I had a formula on how to learn stuff and store
hmm,
it. And so, 16 songs, man, at the rate we were going, I did a lot on that album. I wrote on that album. I arranged pretty much every song. Most of the songs I arranged on that album. Ox, Oregon on on everything. Um, yeah, man, that was an experience. That whole experience was crazy, bro.
I love that. When did I know you say you're 36. When do you feel like your career actually like took off? Um, in terms of where
Um,
certain doors started opening up and it's like, nah, I'm in now. Like I'm not just on the outside looking in and people know about me. It's like,
uh,
nah, I'm in.
honestly, it's 50-50 right now. 50% of me, I don't feel like I still
Yeah.
made it yet. I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
I'm in like and to others they like, bro, have you see what you done? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
feel it. 50% of me
Yeah.
is like, I ain't quite there yet. Like now, I feel like there's so much more, man, and it is so much more. The other aspect is recently. 50% is like recently when I was doing the Stellar Awards and the reporters were calling me my name, DLO. Like, hey, DLO,
Yeah.
like that album you did, that record you did. Hey, man, hey, I've been hearing your name. Even I was with Warren Campbell. Uh, I was on one. I was working with Warren Campbell. Well, I was with him. I wasn't working with him, and I introduced myself. I said, "Hey, man, big fan of yours. Like, man, pleasure to meet you, man." He's like, "I know who you are."
Yeah.
I was like, huh? He's like, D-Lo. He's like, oh, he said, yeah. And then I was with Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he was like, he saw me, and that's my guy. Anytime we see each other, because I was the former MD New Birth.
Mm-hmm.
He saw me. He said, "Man, why is every room I'm in, you're like people know who you are. Anything with music, your name coming up." And then recently, um, one of my best friends, he actually made me cry, man. Like
Wow.
I started tearing up, and it's kind of making me emotional now.
Yeah.
He was like, "Bro, you're the new Aaron Lindsay of gospel,"
Wow.
and
Wow.
I was like, "Man, what you talking about, bro?" And he said, "Bro."
Wow.
And that's what, because he's a big brother of mine, man. I call Aaron right now, man, and text him, and he always have some type of big brotherly love for me. And for them to say that, bro, it just kind of like it touched me, man. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say recently, bro. Recently, recent, bro. I just keep my head down and try to keep it going, bro.
Yeah. No, I think that's super, super. I think that's humbling to hear as well. Like you're
Yeah,
36, and I
man.
think a lot of us that, so I'm 28. So a lot of us that
Okay.
is 30 and below, it's kind of like there's certain desires, certain dreams that we have, but sometimes we can feel the pressure of like, yo, I'm not working, I'm not getting this opportunities. And it's like, we got to realize a lot of people career, we see them at the highlight of where they're at. Like we see you on, and you say like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm only 50% there. I'm not where like not supposed to be, but I'm not where I want to be at quite yet. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're almost 10 years older than me, so I have to be sober enough to be like, your time is going to come when it's going to come. Like what's for you
Yeah.
is for you.
Because this generation, especially your generation and under, is such a microwave generation, bro.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody wants it quick. Everybody wants it fast. And honestly, it's not to blame y'all. It's just that's how the world is now. Everything is
Yep.
quick. You can get on the internet and find something to eat. Versus when I was your age or even younger, we had to Google and print out maps and
Come on.
like what I mean. Like now you can do so much stuff. The internet wasn't as fast back then,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much access to information now. Like it's just so much. So it's not your fault. It's just how the world is turned. But it's such a microwave generation, bro. People
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the process, and they don't want to go
Come
through the
on.
process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't know what work is. They don't know what process is. Like, my daughter, she talking about, okay, so we're moving now. We finna go to the house now. And I'm like, well, it's a process, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta go through here. You gotta go through there. You gotta go through this. That's what was calling me now. My agent was calling me,
Yeah.
and just told him I call him back. But it's so much you have to. It is so much you gotta do, man. It's so
Yeah.
much you got. It's a process, bro. And for a long time, when I was with Ty, I wanted it so bad. I wanted it to be the man so bad. And when I got here to Atlanta, Zaytoven told me straight up, man, if you think about it, it's gonna take longer. If you don't think about it, it's gonna happen quicker. And
Mm-hmm.
so you gotta understand the process. Don't think about it, bro. Just go through the process. Go through what you need to go through, bro. And that's what makes it better, man.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it better, man. So now I can look back on my journey and be like, gee whiz, dang, I did that. Oh, I forgot I did. Oh man, it made me a better person. It made me a better man. It made me stronger. So now I can go in any room with, wisdom. I can go in rooms with wisdom, bro. Versus, generations want to just make it, and they go in the room and get put on the spotlight in front of some major situations and they fail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They fail,
Yeah.
Or everybody want to tour. Everybody want to tour. Everybody want to go and do the big shows and don't know what it take, bro. So, you know, the process, dog. So I understand it's gonna be discouraging. Of course, I get it. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be discouraging. It's gonna be hard. But bro, enjoy the process because it's only gonna make you stronger. And even in your process, trust me, there are people watching.
Mm-hmm.
What's for you is for you. People are watching. I ain't think nobody was watching me.
Yeah.
And prime example is I went to an Israel Houghton conference. Spent my last dollars, bro, to go to this conference. This is when I was really wasn't doing nothing. And I was walking in the hallway, bro, and um Paris Bowens walked past me and he stopped me. He said, "Hey, bro, don't I know you?" I was like, "No, but I know who you is, man. I'm a big fan." And he's like, "Man, just like you said," he said, "Man, I see you on Periscope."
Hey,
Like, bro,
that's funny.
he's like, "I seen you on Periscope, bro." It was Periscope, and what was the other one?
Social cam.
Social Cam, baby.
Hey, what y'all know about
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Periscope is Social Cam, bro. And he seen me on there playing keys, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you want to play?" He's like, "Man,
Dang,
Tasha Cobbs is getting ready to play, and John Gray is preaching. Do you want to play?" And man, I backed John Gray up, and me and Will McMillan played for Tasha Cobbs, and ever since then, bro, I've been in the industry, bro.
bro. Right place. I love that story. I've heard you tell that story before, but right place,
Mm,
right time, God
right
moment, the
time.
heart of Paris Bowens to RIP, to be able to see you. You didn't look, you didn't walk up to him and was like, "Hey, can I please play tonight? Like, I need this
Nah, man.
opportunity." It's like, you being yourself.
Yeah, I'm never
And
that guy either, bro.
right, right, right.
I've never been that guy of let me play. No, man. Like I literally spent my last coins to go because I kept hearing about this Israel conference,
Mm-hmm.
and I spent my last, bro, to just go be a part because I was in a place in my life I just wanted to be more. I wanted to learn more.
Yeah.
And man, Paris walked by me, bro, him and Chris Baker, and it was like they put me on, bro, and I gotta give. That's why Paris, he was my mentor,
Yeah.
like my men, like bro. I get teary eyed every time I talk because I know people knew him and I know he had conversations with people, but man, this guy like was my hero, bro.
Yeah.
Like he like literally like that. This him tatted on my neck, bro.
Oh, wow.
You
That's
know what I
love.
mean? Like you know what I mean? Like we had some conversations and deep talks, bro. Like he single handedly put me in the industry. I met he single handedly him and Chris Baker, but mainly Paris, introduced me to Israel Houghton, and Paris Bowens single handedly introduced me to Ty Tribbett.
Wow.
Sing like, hey Ty, this is your next guy. Like you need to hook up with him.
Yeah.
And ever since then, that's how me and Ty did these records together. It's because of Paris.
Wow. I love it. Hey, man,
I went out of the country. My first time going out of the country was with Paris.
yeah.
And so that's why it hit different, bro.
Yeah. Nah, it's crazy. Like, I never met Paris. I never had like a close relationship with him, but every now and then, we did DM. And for some reason, he's one of those people that I felt like I knew him from afar.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was that guy. Like even outside of being a musician, we see Paris as like the super musician, amazing. But I respected his heart for God,
Yeah.
and his closeness and how much he desired for other people to be close to God as well.
Yeah, man. We had
Yeah,
so much. Me and him cried together, laughed together, played together, been in the trenches together.
yeah.
Uh, we done, so yeah, that's my story, man. On that, a lot of people have heard that story, and it's just the truth. And I was glad I was able to express that towards to him before he passed.
Hmm.
You know, I was glad I
Well,
was able to do that.
leading into the next question, this is kind of going to flow right into it. So, how do you, or how would you recommend someone to get work in the industry slash build genuine relationships without trying to quote unquote get put on? I think there's a lot of people that wants to build genuine relationships, but it's like, where do I start? And it's not a lack of talent with a lot of us. It's more so you just haven't met the right people to get that opportunity yet, you know?
Well, the number one thing is, bro, always treat people kind and always be normal with people.
Yeah,
My gift in the industry is everybody who I've had dealings with, they can, they feel like I'm family.
that's good.
Everybody from Fred. Fred was calling me 3 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
My wife would be saying like, "Who calling?" I'm like, "It's just Fred." And you know, most people are like, "Bro, you ain't gonna answer the phone." I'm like, that's the type of relationship. John P. Key calling me. We done been on FaceTime 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey nephew, can you da this da da da? And everybody I treat like family, man. When I'm around them, I don't have my phone out.
Oh, wow.
I ain't got them on. Ooh, look who I'm with, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I ain't doing it. I wasn't
Let's
doing
go
that.
live on Facebook.
Yeah,
Yo.
nobody, none of that, bro. In the times I went live or has been around them, I've already established firm ground with them.
This ain't your first time
So
meeting them. You walk in the room with the
no, I'm
phone out.
like Martha Lynn, I got a whole room at her house. You know,
Wow.
and so that's the first thing. Establish trust. Don't be in
Yeah.
people's face. Oh, this and that. And don't be a fanboy. That's
Mm-hmm.
like the number one thing. Don't be a fanboy. Have fan moment. You could be a fan, but it's times where I was looking me and Ty sitting in my living room writing music, and inside of me, I'm like, dang, that's Ty Tribbett. But the outside, I'm like, nigga, what's up, bro? Like, and they like,
Yeah.
oh, bro, you cool, bro. You know what I mean? Like, man, let's go get something to eat, bro. About this music. And you're like, this my nigga right here, bro. This my
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, having a relationship, man, being human, talking about things that ain't got nothing to do with music. You know what I'm
Talk about
saying?
sports. Talk about life. Don't nobody want to
Man,
talk
you could
about
talk
chords and
nobody just talk about all that, bro. That stuff is stupid, bro. Sometimes, bro. Have a life. You know what I
facts.
mean? Like I'm sorry. I
No, you
was looking
good.
at something. Um sorry, yeah. But yeah, and so um that's the first thing. The second thing is, bro, um, go to certain things.
That's good.
Fly. If there's a concert, I don't care if it's for one night. And if you got the funds, whatever, you know, you ain't gotta always fly Delta. Get you a Frontier, get you a Frontier flight, get you whatever type of flight you need. Go to the concert. I've did stuff, bro, where I done flew cheap, stayed in Motel 6 or La Quinta Inn just for the night, slept with my clothes on, and then headed back home. Just so people can see my face.
That's good.
Just so people can see my face. So I'm walking and you're like, dang, didn't I see you? I never forget it. Kirk did me like that. I went to something with Matt. Kirk came to the studio and he was like, "Y'all, you killing, dog." I was doing James Fortune stuff, and he was just like, man, this stuff is incredible. Then he seen me at another function with Ty, and he was like, yo, man, I'm a fan of yours, bro. That's what Kirk told me. So then it was Mav Cities a few years ago when he was on tour. Um, I decided to go to their last show in Chicago, and I pulled up. Now, mind you, I already done seen the show. I pulled up. Kirk seen me. I said, "What's up, bro?" He said, "You live in Chicago?" He said, "I thought you lived in Atlanta." Mind you, I never
Yeah.
told him I lived. I never told him where I live.
Yeah.
So that let me know. That let me know straight off the gate that
Yeah.
he is watching me. Like he was watching me.
Yeah.
And then secondly, he was so surprised. So now anytime I'm in a room or Kirk finna come hug me. So, go to these events, man. I don't care if it's the reunion tour in LA. I don't care if it's the reunion tour over here. I don't care if it's this tour over there. Even on the main street, like mainstream side, shout out to Rex, for putting me on with Mary J. Blige, man. Like I used to show up to certain things. I remember he was in Miami doing a clinic and I pulled up
Mm-hmm.
on him. I drove 4 hours to Miami and I bought his drinks.
Yeah.
He never forgot that. And then he was judging. He was one of the judges for the red camp,
Mm.
and treated him like with humble respect. I bought his food or something I did, and then next thing you know, I got a call to do Mary J. Blige. So if you build your brand in this industry, build your brand. Your brand is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Build your brand. Be kind to people, and be seen. Go to the Stellar Awards. Go to the functions. I was going to the jam sessions. I was going to the certain things. I was going here and people start seeing my face. And it's you can be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Like you ain't gotta be loud, bro. You could be a fly on the wall. It's like have you ever seen a fly in your you can't hear a fly
Plus
and
they about to
it's
die.
not unless they about whatever unless you get really really close or they get really really to your ear. But a fly is so small,
Yeah.
flies this small, you can't hear them, but you can see them.
Yeah.
Be a fly, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be whatever. But man, I could be sitting right here and I can see what's that on the wall. Dang, why is that fly here? Because it
Mm-hmm.
stands out. And so,
Yeah.
it's okay to be a fly in certain situations, bro. You're gonna be seen. Just gotta be consistent, bro. So that's how I would say to build your brand, you know, and eventually it'll come, bro, and be consistent, bro. I've always been consistent. My hard work is all that's one thing I will brag on. My
Yeah.
hard work. I've always been consistent. Always.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I got so many more questions I want to ask you, but I'm gonna
Man, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna keep it light because it will be 2 hours in.
Uh,
Next question. What makes this Martha Benenzi record different from the last one? Because listen, the other day on the live, he was on Instagram live giving out some previews of this record, and I'm not trying to hype you up at all, but what I heard was like, I need October to come on because I need to hear this.
the best praise and worship album in the last decade, bro.
Stamp, say it,
I'm
say
saying
it.
it without. It's the best praise and worship album in the
Yeah.
last decade. And I'm
Okay.
looking right in the camera. Uh, it's not because I produced it, bro.
Uh huh.
It's because I've had, man, it's the timing of the record. It's the sonics of the record, the players. Sam Simon, my little mentee, everybody knows him now. He's Maverick City, Chandler,
Yeah.
Kirk. Sam Simon was doing the same thing. I was telling y'all, Sam Simon was driving from Fort Myers to Orlando when I was doing TBN with Ty.
Wow.
He was driving and sitting in the audience.
Word. See, look, we
This
don't
one,
look. We don't be hearing about this stuff. These are like gems that.
yeah.
This is part of the process where it's like we don't know when the
Uh,
day is gonna come when someone's gonna see you and be like, "Oh, I know who you are."
uh,
Like,
and he was just a good dude, bro. And I took him under my wings, gave him the blueprint, and now look at him. You know,
love to see it.
yeah. So he was doing what the last question you asked. He was doing that. But this Martha album, bro. I had Sam Simon, Will Davis, Anders Nordstrom from Chicago, K Bass. It's just different, bro. It's raw
Yeah.
and it feels good. A lot of these albums have been
Processed
so
overly.
processed.
The
Yes.
life is taken
It,
out of it.
it is so raw, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's raw dog. No dubs.
Yeah. No
Everything.
night of.
You might even hear a
Pre-production and night
bad
of.
you might hear a bad note.
That's perfect.
You might hear a bad note from my keys. You might I wanted it to be so genuine.
Yeah.
It's clean now, don't get me wrong. It's clean. But
Mhm.
bro, I want people to feel like they was there, bro. From the how I recorded the vocals is different. Is you're gonna hear the sonics of this record. The sonics of this record is just different. But the feel good, the pen, the arrangements, bro, it's a live. It's like live in South Africa, Israel holding
Yeah. I mean, y'all listen.
that type of vibe,
Again,
bro.
what I heard, like a good record when you hear it, but I don't know what I was listening through just the Instagram live. I was like, all right, this is
Oh
pulling on me in a different way. Like this is
yeah, and that's
this
what that's it's. If you want to go a step deeper, just because you said that, it's gonna hit you in a different way.
yeah,
It's gonna pierce your heart.
yeah.
You go
Cause again,
you're emotionally gonna feel this album, bro.
yeah, I'm ready for
You're gonna emotionally feel this album, bro. I'm telling you right now, like it's easy to play.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of toot toot dot to doot doot dot. I ain't do a lot of that. It's just, bro, you gonna feel the heart of this album. You gonna
Yeah.
feel the heart, bro. And so, yeah, man. And then the mix wise, it's a different mix.
Elevation worship guy.
I went CCM meets gospel.
Cause you said I heard you say something. I was laughing when you said we ain't doing all that extra stuff this time. We going
Yeah,
straight to this guy or something like that.
yeah. We ain't doing. And I use my guys. John Blash, Yash, all of them.
Yeah.
Those are good peoples, man. Especially Blash is a good friend of mine. There's some albums that he's mixing right now. Like he's gonna mix Shirley Caesar album. He's mixing. That's another album that's good. Um, um, that's probably like the best gospel album in the last 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like dang, bro, I forgot about that album. But yeah, the mix on this album is y'all gonna hear, bro. Just wait, bro. It's a big album.
Yeah.
It's like sonically like big. It's so
Yep.
raw, bro. Oh my god, I can't keep talking about it. It's just raw. It's a raw, just raw.
I mean, so
So
I guess that means not a whole bunch of like, because I feel you on that. I think sometimes as producers, and we've all been there, where we can lock in and add all these sounds, and it helps the record. But I think we get to a point where it's like, all right, how can we capture a record that sounds live, as you mentioned, raw? Like sometimes I think back to those records back in the day. Like they were using it was live. It
yeah,
wasn't what we do today. Like adding a whole bunch of over processed
yeah.
production stuff is raw.
I mean,
And
we
that kind of
got
helps with the
sound.
mix as well.
Yeah, we got sounds in there, but we got needed sound. And
Yeah.
also, I didn't drum edit. I didn't drum edit as far as timing wise. I may have fixed. No, I didn't even fix really nothing on there. I didn't drum replace. When
Added
I'm
some
talking
triggers in
about,
there.
bro, is like I added triggers in there. Like for this song, I had some drum triggers on top of my toms, but it was triggered. Will had triggers that night, so
Uh-huh.
he had triggers on his drum. So this song, we wanted some 80s toms, some 80s doom 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 doom, and we just
Yeah.
triggered it with it like we was playing with Janet Jackson. And bro, I didn't drum like even Ty. He was like, "Man, do you want me to drum edit to clean them up more?" I was like, "Nope." I didn't. I didn't want. I don't. I don't want it to be. Let me tell you something. I wanted to. I want the feeling, and you'll kind of be able to tell. Like
Yeah.
nothing's not drastic of like it sound bad or it's quanti. If you're a student of me, you gonna notice a few things, but it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to feel like he dragged a little bit on that. I wanted to feel like it
Yeah.
was, you know what I'm saying? Like I want, oh crap. Whew. I want people to be like, what the frick just happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So that's the I feel like this is gonna be the best praise and worship album, bro.
I'm ready for it. I think gospel needs it needs things like this. I'll say that. I think sometimes in the gospel industry, and maybe you agree or maybe you'll disagree, we get into the
Yeah.
routine of the formula of this works, so let's keep on doing this formula. Let's keep on running this same
I
play
mean,
over and over and over. And when
if you
I hear
know
those
me,
records, yeah, go ahead.
if you know me, I don't play by that book.
Yeah, but
All
you
my
know what I'm
records I'm
saying though.
doing. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And that's why
Yeah,
I think where I'm standing out now because people are searching now for that new and I've already been on that wave for a while now.
yeah,
Like anything I produce, anything I have produced it, like you going back to the Javis Maze, it wasn't like everybody else's.
yeah. It was your own
I'm
sound. It's
doing
like I don't
it's my
care
own
what y'all are
sound,
doing.
bro. Man, I don't care what y'all doing, bro.
Yeah,
Whether it was 5, 10 people liking it to now 1 million people liking it. I don't care, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's also something to be said. I think there's a way to serve the average consumer, your everyday person that's going to listen to the record, and there's another way to serve your musicians as well. Like
Yep, yep,
I can respect a record that's clean and not over the top either. Like
yeah.
I want to
Oh,
enjoy the record too,
so,
but I also want those little ear candy stuff in there. You mentioned those '80s
yeah,
toms. I want to feel it. You
yeah.
know?
And it's all like it's a lot of that in this album. Um, it's a lot of it in this album, the sounds and stuff, and the air. It's a lot of it in this album. This is a big album. Like each track is probably almost 200 tracks,
Dang.
and yeah, it's almost 200 tracks because of a lot of sounds I'm using ain't playing throughout the song. It's just spots.
Yeah.
We put right there.
Yep.
We put that sound over here. We put that sound.
Little
You know, it's
FX
almost like
here.
yeah, yeah. We almost like did it like we were doing Dolby Atmos in a sense. So we put here, we did
Ah.
that, we did that, we did that over here, we did that.
Oh.
So it's a lot of different things, man. Versus the Shirley Caesar album, that album is straight. It's a feel good album. It's a church nostalgic classic. There's no MIDI on this album. Like
Mm,
everything is hardware.
yeah.
Keys, piano, upright,
Studio though, right?
Rhodes, yeah, studio, horns, bass, drums, you know, the tone of the drums. I was very intentional with that album. Live strings, what else? I did all live percussion. None of the loops on Shirley album is sequence or from a computer. It's
Oh, really?
all
Like so
live.
y'all got hand
Tambourine,
claps and
hand claps, live shakers, live tambourine, live bongos, live wood stick, live every
you trying to be
timbales,
different,
live.
different, huh?
Oh yeah, it was all live, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing on that album was MIDI, and you can feel it. It's warm.
I love that.
So you know, yeah, man. So it's just understanding like what are you going for certain albums, man. So yeah, bro, being a student of the game.
I love it.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
a couple more questions. If you could
Yeah,
only
yeah.
use one VST for for the next 12 months, what VST you going with?
Juice, baby.
Let's go. Come
Come on,
on.
y'all. Get the juice, man.
Juice
I
by
ain't saying
gospel producers.
yeah, juice by DLO, man. Juice by DLO and gospel producers, man. I'm not saying it because it's my VST, but
Yeah,
if you don't have it, go get it, and you'll understand why.
absolutely.
You could do live. You could do. I got trap drums on there. I got loop drums. I got
It's
vocal
loaded now. Don't
samples.
play.
Yeah, and we getting ready to come out with an expansion soon. So go get it, man. Trust me, for real. Seriously.
Gotcha. And then the next question. No, two more questions. Live
Hmm.
session. What keyboard are you going with? These are the hot questions that people like to talk about nonstop. We going with the Montage,
Hmm.
Nord, Roland. What we going with?
So I'm doing mains.
Yeah, you're doing mains, and what is that board that you're pulling for consistently where you're like, nah, I don't
So
use this all the time, but this is my go-to.
for live, I'm doing montage. For studio, I'm doing Nord. Nord
Why?
sounds terrible live.
Oh
It's
Lord.
thin. It's thin.
Yeah. I mean,
Nord is very thin in those. Very. It has a very thin sound
even
when
Royal
you
Grand?
thin, bro. It is
No,
thin. It's thin. Sorry,
I disagree, but I
but
respect it.
but for studio, if I'm cutting anything studio, if I dub anything, I'm doing Nord.
Yeah. So what
I'm
piano are
definitely
you
gonna do
using on the Montage?
it. Natural Grand,
Gotcha.
Natural Grand. Um, and if I'm doing Rhodes, any type of thing like that, I'm doing Rolling 2000. There are
Yeah.
Rhodes and EPs on the Rhodes 2000, second to none. First of all, it takes XLR. Any type of rolling board is going to be powerful than any board you put out
Word.
because you can go direct XLR, which gives it a
The
better.
outputs.
When I was doing Mary, shout out to Marcus Kinsey, I was subbing for him, and he uses main stage on his computer, and
Gotcha.
he got some crazy sounds, bro. Like his sound is killing. And but then when I use the RD 2000, Soundman was like, bro, you gotta turn it. I don't know what you gotta do, but it's cutting like crazy
Yeah.
out here, bro. It's different sound, bro. So I like Nord. I play the Nord at the church, you know.
Yeah.
But if I'm recording, I'm definitely gonna go montage.
So Martha
Uh,
Record, you in Montage.
no, we did Nord. That was because
Ah, why?
that was because Sam. I only played like one or two songs.
Gotcha. Okay. So you more
I only
so
played like
produce that record from afar, or you
yeah.
play organ?
I played Oregon on it a little bit. I did go back and dub. We added Oregon because we had a Yamaha something Oregon. It was
Gotcha.
terrible.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was terrible. But I went back and added Oregon on the record. But
Hmm.
Sam, that's what Sam do. So I got what he wanted. But
Yeah.
if somebody called me to just play, I'm doing montage, bro. You know, for more so for the listener ears,
Gotcha.
or if
Okay.
I'm on tour, if I'm on tour, put it like this: if I'm on tour, I'm definitely doing montage,
Gotcha. Okay.
hands down. Definitely, it cut better on them line arrays, bro. And when
Yeah.
you go out there and you hear that noise, bro, it sound like it look it. If I was to put a sound to something that looks like something, it looked like a thin piece of paper. It's thin,
Dang.
bro.
I know. Look, I know these are hot topics and controversial
Yeah,
topics, so I like to ask
yeah,
people because at the end of the day, everyone has a different formula and everyone got different opinions. It's no one right answer. It's like if
yeah,
this is working for you, great, keep doing it.
yeah.
Um.
So yeah.
The next question is: are you living your dream right now? Like when you look back at when your 12-year-old self looks at your 36-year-old self, do you look at yourself and be like, wow? Or is there anything else in life where it's like, dang, I really want to do this one day? Like I haven't quite got there yet.
Oh, I ain't got there yet, bro. I'm literally like 30-40%, bro.
Gotcha.
I hadn't even touched the surface yet like that.
Love it.
But but if you just like you asked me 12 years old, yes.
Knowing
Because
Aaron Lindsay, being in certain
yeah,
rooms,
Aaron, Fred
getting phone
Hammond, and
calls.
yeah, like my 12-year-old self would probably be like, wow, 'cause that had always been a dream of mine. One of
Yeah.
my biggest dreams was to be with Fred Hammond. I did 4 years with Fred, 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Love that.
yeah, you could say both sides.
Then last question. This is kind of outside of music. What's going on with your FSU boys?
This boy, you almost made me say something. Boy, you almost made me say something, boy.
Look, I know I caught you off guard with that one.
That nigga
Look, my
almost
boy
made me
here,
say something.
FSU fan too.
We sucked this year, bro.
Yeah,
It's
it's looking
terrible.
rough.
The NIL done messed us up. The portal.
Yeah,
Norvell he got to start developing these boys, man. So stop going to the portal, and just like Nick Saban said, them boys in the portal for a reason. So
true. That's true.
last year we even last year, I was telling my homeboy like we went 13-0, but a lot of those games was, you know, I don't even really see him as a good coach like that.
Word.
Because last year, yeah, man, because if you really, 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 really is a football fan,
Mm-hmm.
the play calling last year was terrible.
Gotcha.
We just managed to escape a lot of things because of our quarterback and his legs.
Yeah.
So when he went down, you know, we almost, if it wasn't for our defense,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for our defense, man, and even with our defense, they had to get developed, for a few years, So last year's team wasn't a new team. They had been there a year or two, and so they had to get developed. So we sucked this year, but that's all good. We'll be back. Who your
Yeah.
team?
I knew it was coming. We not too good. We ain't been relevant for the past 10 or 15 years, but I'm a Virginia Tech fan, so listen, we haven't been relevant in a
Y'all have
long
y'all have
time.
y'all haven't been hot since Michael Vick, bro.
No, we had some years after that. We had D'Angelo Hall, 2004. We had some years. Look, from 2004 to about 2009, we consistently ranked in the top
Man,
10 each and every
yeah,
year.
you pushing it now. 2010, bro.
2008, we went to the ACC championship. I think we played
Who
FSU then.
y'all lost?
Probably,
Yeah,
most
y'all
likely.
lost. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, Tech hasn't been relevant in the past. It's been a while.
y'all suck, bro.
It's bad right now. Look,
Yeah,
they're
y'all
like,
suck.
oh, we're returning 22 starters. This is going to be a great year. It's looking bad.
Yeah,
It's looking bad.
yeah, it's like us. I don't even watch the game no more, bro. It is what it is. As long as
Yeah.
we beat Miami and Florida, I'm all right.
Yeah. Miami going to be a tough one with Cam
Yeah,
Ward.
it is.
But it's a
But
rivalry.
yeah,
Might show up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
Might
we
wake
could
up.
pull that, if we could pull that one off and beat the
Yeah.
Gators, it's a successful season for me.
Cam Ward, he looking tough.
Yeah, he is, but he got some flaws.
Yeah. As they all do,
He got some, yeah.
But
So
yeah, definitely appreciate you coming
no
on,
doubt,
and
man.
definitely appreciate you doing this for sure. This definitely was fun. We may have to do this again at some point.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir. But hope you have a good day. Thank you
You too,
guys for
man.
watching and hanging out with us. We are out.